Hey everybody, what's going on? In today's video, we are going to talk about One Punch Man world and what could come to the game. And in this topic, it's going to be PvP. So as you can see, I pulled up this image here. It is from the files from the game, One Punch Man of the game, right? And data miners just opened some files up and found some files here that are very important to basically show what's coming to the game or what could possibly come to the game and what couldn't. I pulled this image off from Ryuko's video, so go sub to him. I linked his video in the description, so go check him out. Great guy. And yeah, so as you can see, there's a whole bunch of, files here, and a lot of these ones are confusing, but a lot of these ones are very, very straightforward. So online content, PvP, is going to be our main focus here. As you can see, City J, some files about City J, and they have, of course, development method to increase power, which is Spirit, which could improve, it could be a currency here. We have, of course, towers. We have guild battles, PK, 2v2. I actually don't know what PK could be. And then we have what? We have duplicate box glitch. We have the invalid box chest level. So we might get chests from towers, which towers could be dungeons, right? So maybe we could get a tower, which would be dungeons. And yeah, it'd be really, really cool to see online multiplayer and co-op. So that'd be really, really sick. Now I'm trying to Google what PK means, but I actually don't know what it is. I don't know what it could be. So if you guys have an idea, you guys could leave a comment down below. And yeah. So of course here are just some of the scripts for the errors here for claiming chests repeatedly, so you can't exploit rewards. No rewards. This match has no rewards here in this challenge map, so maybe it's just a tutorial or something. Who knows? And then we already have there's buffs on the floor, so we might be getting like cards. Like the affix cards from Abyssal, we could get that as well for co-op. And then we have what, I don't know, this is ranked, so this account is not ranked yet. Please wait for the next update. So maybe they're gonna have two-part update here, an update just releasing the content for towers, and of course the the ranked system. But if it's a ranked system, then that would mean 1v1. So maybe 1v1 is going to be towers. That's what maybe it's called. And then it says arena battle. So this comes right down here. It's arena battle. This player is being challenged right now. So it's either arena or it's towers, or it's literally the same thing. So I think since these are beside each other, these could be the same thing. Now we have guild bosses. This is literally just, I'm assuming it's going to be some raid boss, kind of like hot battle Pluton level, where it'll just fuck your shit up. As you can see, boss has been killed, characters dies, please switch characters. Please switch characters. This is very key here, because that means maybe you could swap in characters and all sorts of stuff like that. Maybe they're going to implement a character switching system, which will be really cool. There cannot be duplicate characters on the team. Guild Wars create scene failed. So all of this stuff right here just has to do with basically a lot of the other guild stuff, right? And that doesn't really have to do with PvP, but it's really cool to note how they might be implementing a swap character, or maybe some rounds in where your character died and then it's round 2 in the boss, then you have to select a different character and that kind of stuff. And yeah, there is also a dodging system here. So if you dodge basically a game, you will get banned for a certain amount of time, which is pretty cool. So they're already adding that kind of stuff into the game. So they're kind of developing it right now. It could be early development, or it just could have been lingering files in the game, right? And they could be deep in development for all we know. But what I do want to see is PvP coming very early. Okay, so what we do know is basically there's going to be 1v1s, which I will be looking forward to see, and I really want to do those. There's going to be 2v2s, and there's going to be 3v3s. So that's really, really cool. Now, my main issue for PvP, and I just like to speculate now, not going off anything that's been confirmed, but basically I'd really like to see how they counter it, because, or like basically how blockers work, or how they balance things, because as you all know, all our characters in this game right now are somewhat balanced when it comes to damage output against monsters. But if we put the characters like heroes against each other, how would that work, right? How would the balancing work? For example, if I'm playing, let's just say I'm playing, I don't know, I'm gonna just pull a random name out of my hat, Snakebite Snack, right? And I'm going against a Purry Purry. Now, if we have builds enabled, that's gonna be horrible if someone pays their way to getting insane pots on Purry, right? But let's just say it goes into even battle mode, right? Or it's like equal mode, kind of like hot battle, which I think would be the best way to do it. I think it would be really cool to see how they would choose that, because Purry would be broken, right? Because he can just spam block and then parry the shit out of the opponent, and then you know they're gonna take massive damage. And maybe the PvP will be boring, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting because of the combat, and I'm really curious about the locking system, like how they target the enemy, which is gonna be cool. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really cool update, and I think they definitely need to make things more defensive. Like the attacks do damage, but you can block or dodge. I think that they should make that an implement. Uh, like for example, what if I use Zombie Man and I just go into range spamming mode, right? What are you gonna do about it, right? So I think one of the ways is you can outrun the opponent's bullets, because I've seen bosses where they're flying around or they're doing other stuff, and you can't hit them because they're running too fast. So I think that's a good way to counter that. And plus, if you try to hit back, you're gonna stand still and then take damage from the ranged attacks, right? So I think there could be a balance that way. But why I think it's going to be a hero v hero PvP system is because it says 2v2 and 3v3 and 1v1. Now, do you think there would be a 1v1 where someone controls a monster and then someone controls a hero? I don't know. They could add that, but there's too many moves for a monster, so I don't think that would be a good idea to add that kind of stuff to it. It'd be cool to control a monster, but I don't think they would do that just yet. I think they would do hero v hero PvP, which I would love to see, and I would definitely make videos on that, because man, PvP, I'd make guides, I'd make edits, I'd make clips, I'd compile all those, make something out of that, and I would just go ham with this PvP stuff, because it'd be really cool. Because of course I'd have my character overview guides, but then I'd have a PvP guide which would be completely different, which would be like about characters, you know, just like how to run them and what their counters are, and maybe just how to play them and how to actually like hit people, because that would make it more interactive with the community, right? Because then we could actually make good tier lists where it's like the meta for PvP, because right now we're only fighting against bosses, right? And those are just AI, right? So it's very predictable, and the attack patterns are very easy. So basically you can kill bosses with any guy, right? So they're less helpful than if we had a PvP guide, which would be like, oh, how to destroy players using, I don't know, a My Mask, which I think would be really, really cool. So yeah, I would love to see PvP in the game, and it would open so many doors of possibilities for this. So I really think it would be good. And one more thing before I end the video, what it would really help is basically balancing. Because to balance characters, you're going to need a basis on how good and bad they are. And it's kind of weird to balance a character when you're only fighting bosses. For example, these characters are already balanced as it is, but again, you're putting them on a different scale when they're going against hero v hero, right? But currently the bad characters are kind of like Golden Ball and Fubuki, and they don't really get buffs because they're not in a PvP scene, so why give them buffs, right? But once PvP rolls around, they're gonna even out characters a lot, and it's gonna kind of make it so, you know, we can all get the same characters on the same playing field, so they can all shine in the same way, but or in different ways, but they can all, you know, play well, which I think is going to be really cool. But I think the balancing for right now, I think it's fine. There's only a couple bad characters, and yet you can still play them, you can still build on them, and they're still usable, which I think is really cool. Sorry, I'm tired shit. Anyways, yeah, I think that would be a great addition, and I don't know, just keep your eyes out for PvP, because it might come, it might not, but I think since we're in open beta right now, I think to get the full game, they're definitely going to have PvP before they release the quote-unquote complete game. And I'd love to see PvP sooner or than later because we need more multiplayer content so that we can actually kind of bond with the community. Anyways, that's just my take on this whole shebang, and I think these leaks mean a lot because these can just tell us about the future of the game and what other modes they have. Because of course, like I said in my previous video, the game is shallow, but once we add more multiplayer elements to the game is going to have more replayability and more kind of, you know, just teamwork and of course more community engagement, which I think is going to be an absolute dub. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.